up, guys? It's the Phreaker, and I'm going to talk to you about the Division's 1.2 update coming this Tuesday, May 24th. There was so much info to take in during the Division's special report, so I'll try to get in as much of the important information as possible. I'm sure all of us remember the articles boasting the new update to have a higher Phoenix credit level cap of 2,000. Those of us that have been no-lifing the Division know that spending all day in the Dark Zone can shoot you to the current 1k Phoenix credit limit pretty fast, and you can lose it just as fast buying a weapon that costs a little over 800 Phoenix credits. Now with double the Phoenix credits, you can buy a weapon or two and maybe even some armor at the same time, then grind your way back up at your leisure. The second new feature caused equal amounts of love and hatred amongst Division Dark Zone players. Many of us are happy to just get our items on the extraction rope, and we don't give two shits if we die afterwards because, haha, at least we got our items extracted. Well, with the new update, that is no longer a safety net. Other agents in the DZ now have the ability to run up to another agent's extraction rope and cut it. Once cut, everything that is on the rope drops on the floor and it becomes a free-for-all for anyone to grab. Of course, there is a penalty for cutting the rope, and that would be you turning rogue. Many solo players in the DZ felt like this was a big fuck you to them because that now means you have to stay and babysit your extraction to defend it, and I'm sure we've all experienced bully rogues in the DZ that travel in packs of 4 or 2 packs of 4 just ganking anyone they come across in the extraction site. Now it looks like this will be even more of a high anxiety experience for those that aren't social gamers. Fear not, all is not lost. The developers realize that not everyone wants to play in groups or have to face PvP bullshit all day, so they created some new PvE content as well. But before we get to that, one of the biggest complaints from players is that even if they are indeed no-lifing the Division day in and day out, the high-end drops aren't really high-end drops for them anymore. We're all constantly getting 163 gear score items when many of us are already way above that. And unless you have a god roll, a 163 item isn't doing shit for you in DZ, nor is it doing anything for you in the Falcon Lost Incursion, and it will probably end up being deconstructed and used for crafting later on. The developers heard our cries and confirmed that the 1.2 update will move players away from depending on crafting to get great weapons by rebalancing loot drops, especially when it comes to the non-stop drop of performance and weapon mods and the very low drop rate for weapons above 163 gear score and high-end gear set pieces. The key word during the stream was generosity. And they said they want the loot to be the best source of items. So let's hope more of us will have a fair chance at getting some great gear without having to sacrifice our personal lives to do so. Onto that PvE content I mentioned earlier. There are going to be new missions called Search and Destroy, where you'll be taking down new enemies in the open world. One thing you should note is, these missions are only available after all side missions and encounters have been completed in that area. So if you want more options for Search and Destroy missions to pop up, definitely get moving on tackling any forgotten side missions and encounters so you won't be left behind. Each completion of a Search and Destroy mission will grant you an intel token. Collect them and use your intel tokens to unlock contracts, which will give you info on where you can track down HVTs, better known as high value targets. At the base of operations in the security wing, you'll find two booths called Daily HVT Officer and Weekly HVT Officer. Here is where you'll spend those intel tokens you've earned during search and destroy missions and grab those contracts. The intel token cost for contracts appear to range from between 5 intel tokens to 60, and the value increases according to the difficulty of the contract. Remember though, the high risk contracts are one try then buy again. Meaning, if you die while trying to finish a contract, you have to go back and buy it again, so don't get reckless. Once you've purchased your contract, a timer appears and you have a certain amount of time to find and kill your high value target. You can only take one contract at a time, you guys, so you won't have to worry about taking several contracts and barely making or missing a deadline. I know in the video it shows some not so challenging level 31s during this mission, but the enemies, depending on the difficulty of the contract, can increase up to level 42. A little side note about armor mitigation, because I know you guys wanted to know about that. A seasoned division player knows that the 65% armor mitigation cap is the goal for your character, so it can take a fair amount of damage before completely melting you. Now, the developers are raising the mitigation cap to 75%, but just like before, you'll have to sacrifice other bonuses to get that 75%. I can already hear some of you moaning and groaning. You already know that you can't get something for nothing in the division, so this shouldn't be a surprise. If anything, it'll feel more rewarding once you found the perfect balance for your character. There will be a new 201 plus Dark Zone bracket. Let's be honest here. The Dark Zone really needed another bracket. Players that had time to spend all day playing the Division to get the best weapons and have a really high gear score usually don't go to the high level area of the Dark Zone. They go down to where they know the players with very low gear scores are and prey on them to take their things. Some of you may feel that it's just PvP, but I'm from the tribe that thinks that there are cowards and they aren't really looking for a challenge but someone to pick on. This new Dark Zone bracket will force these high gear score players to fight amongst themselves. The great thing about this bracket though is that you'll only find high-end division tech here, and of course the mods and weapons will be just as rewarding. If you're wondering about the chance of getting new gear set pieces in this area, yes, you will have a big chance of getting gear set pieces from all 8 gear sets. We all hate discovering that our stash box is full, then traveling to a checkpoint, drop any DZ items we had in said checkpoint, then fast traveling to an outside safe house to clean out our stash. Now you can do that without ever leaving the Dark Zone, which is super convenient and makes sense. You'll get to do whatever the hell you need to do and go right back in without having to fast travel anywhere. Your stash boxes will be at any Dark Zone checkpoint. Also, we now have these mysterious sealed caches that drop from any NPC in the Dark Zone that have to be extracted just like any other item. Just what can we expect once we've opened these sealed caches? Other than weapons, gear set items, and the such, you have the chance to get high-end division tech and Dark Zone funds, and if you're lucky, a bonus item. Just like regular items, you can expect color-coded sealed caches, and the high-end gear set, and gear set caches in the video will only drop from named NPCs. Clear Sky is the name of the new incursion taking place in Columbus Circle. The story behind this new incursion is that after, spoiler alert, LeRae Barrett's death, the Rikers found a new leader and they've taken over the airspace, have access to all the supply drops, and looking to take back control over NYC. Unlike Falcon Lost, the Clear Sky Incursion will take place outside, and you'll have to deal with whatever weather you started with in the incursion. Play it smart, you guys. If it's snowing, go in a safe house or something and wait it out. Unless you like to torture yourself, then by all means do a clear sky mission while we have a mini blizzard. But this incursion has a recommended gear score of 160. If you look on your map and you see something different, the developers have said to just ignore it. Some really good news for Clear Sky is the addition of checkpoints. In Falcon Lost, you could go up to the 14th wave, die, and then you'd have to start all over again. So with Clear Sky, at least you won't have to feel like all is lost. More good news is that the restock box in the Clear Sky Incursion allows you to pick up medkits and grenades. Usually you have to depend on random drops from the dead NPCs for that, so I'm sure a lot of you are excited. During the first week of the Clear Sky Incursion debut, there will be no challenge mode, just the hard mode, so just use these 7 days wisely and find a perfect strategy to take down the enemies faster when challenge mode finally arrives. I've been getting some mixed reactions to the announcement of the new gear sets, since a good portion of the community felt like the gear sets weren't as cool as they were hyped up to be. Looking at you, Nomad set. But we will have 4 more gear sets in the 1.2 update. The final measure support set is described as the tank support set. 2 gear set pieces get you 50% exotic damage, 3 set bonus gets you an extra 15% protection from elites, and the full set gets you a talent called Final Measure. Duh. This talent activates when you are damaging a hostile with a grenade, and you will gain the diffuse buff. This diffuse buff comes in handy when you're in the range of an enemy grenade. It diffuses said grenade and puts it in your inventory. This set is geared towards you snipers. 2 set gear bonus gives you 20% marksman rifle critical hit damage, 3 set bonus is plus 20% damage to elites, and the full set bonus activates Hunter's Faith. Hitting an enemy with a bullet grants you temporary armor. The further your shot, the more armor. The armor does disappear after 1 bullet hits you, so duck and dodge with this set. The coolest bit about this is that even if you hit the 75% mitigation cap, you'll still go above and beyond that while the talent is activated. This one is going to be what I'm aiming for while farming for gear set pieces. The 2 set gear set bonus is plus 100% ammo capacity. Set 3 bonus is 1000 LMG damage plus 1000 shotgun damage. The set 4 bonus activates your Lone Star talent, which is very cool and simple. When the weapon is holstered, it regains full ammo. So basically you can switch back and forth non-stop and not have to worry about reloading. This could easily be super OP for somebody that has the right rolls on their weapons. I feel like Predator's Mark could possibly be really dangerous. A lot of us forget that range can make or break you with every weapon. The 2 set bonus for Predator's Mark adds an extra 20% optimal range. 3 set gear bonus grants you a plus 800 assault rifle damage and plus 700 pistol damage. I know some of you are like, boo, nobody uses pistols, but it is what it is. And the 4 set bonus talent says, hit 10 shots without switching target to make the target bleed for 100% of damage already done by those bullets. I hope you have good aim because you're gonna need it. Well, that's it for the Division 1.2 update, you guys. I know that was a lot of info, but I think they tried to please us this time. Whether or not they failed will be something to answer on the 24th. If you found this video useful, don't forget to hit that like button. I have more great content coming, so smash that subscribe button and let me know what you think about the gear sets or anything else in the video that you like or dislike in the comments. Thanks, you guys. Bye.
Phreaker!